This video is about solving linear equations where the unknown is on both sides, and also using a Casio Classwiz calculator to solve linear equations, including where the unknown is on both sides. And what we're going to do first is I've written out 8 questions here for you to try first. I will write the answers down here for you, and then I will go through each one later on in the video. But obviously, if you can work these out and get them correct, there may not be any need for you to watch the rest of the video. So it's really to try to save you a little bit of time. So for the first one then, so for question 1, the unknown is x. So for this one, x is equal to 3. So that's the answer to the first one. The next one, the unknown here, is t, and t is equal to 4. The next one, the unknown is v, and v is equal to 2. Next one, w is the unknown, and w is equal to 20. The next one, n is the unknown, and n is equal to 3. The next one, p, is equal to minus 10. Final two, x is equal to 4/5, or 0.8. And the final one, again, x is equal to 26/10, or you could have 13/5, or you could have 2.6. And those are the answers. So if you didn't get any of those, one good way of learning is actually by working backwards from the answer and finding out, well, why didn't I get that answer? How can I get that answer? You can learn a lot by doing that. But in each case now, I'm going to go through the actual question. So now we're going to go through each question in turn, and I will also show you how to use the Casio Classwiz. So question 1, x plus 3 is equal to 2x. So here the unknown is x, so we're finding out what 1x is equal to. And it's a positive x, it's not a negative x. We're not being asked to find negative x. So here we have x, which is the unknown, is on both sides. And we have to finish with a positive x. So it makes sense, in order to get x equals to, so that x is on one side only, it does not matter whether it's on the left or the right, is to take away the smallest number of x's from both sides. And in this way, you will keep x positive. I will show you. So here we have x and we have 2x. So the smallest number of x's is 1x. So we've got x plus 3 is equal to 2x, and we're going to take away the x from both sides. So on this side, on the left-hand side, we've just got 3, and 2x minus 1x is just x. So x is equal to 3. So we've solved it. Now, also, I'll show you how to use the calculator for this fairly straightforward one. So Casio calculator, so we'll clear it. And all we're going to do is we're going to enter the equation. So here's x plus 3. Now to use the equals, you do not use the equals down here. You use alpha equals. So you've got to use this red equals up here, which is activated when you press the alpha button. So anything in red on your calculator keyboard is activated when you press the alpha key first. Anything in yellow is activated when you press the shift, the yellow key first. So far we've got x plus 3 is equal to 2x. Now you don't press equals here, you don't do that because you'll just get an error. What you have to use the solve function on your calculator, which is here, and obviously that is in yellow. So we have to press Shift Solve, and we actually must remember to press equals, because that first value of x that came up was the last value of x that you calculated in your calculator. So you must remember to press the equal sign there now to get the actual correct value of x for this equation, and x is equal to 3. Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, so the next question, question 2, was 3t minus 2 is equal to t plus 6. And here you are solving for t. The same thing applies. The smallest value of x, well, we have 3t here and 1t here. So we're going to take away the 1t. So you're going to take away t from both sides. So 3t minus t is 2t minus 2. 1t minus t is 0. So 2t minus 2 is just equal to the 6. Now you've seen this before. This was in videos 1 and 2. So basically what we're going to do now is we're going to add 2 onto both sides. And then we're going to divide both sides by 2. So that is going to be t is equal to 4. Okay, show you again using the Casio calculator. So we're going to put in just the x value, although you could use any of these alphabetical letters here in red, but we'll continue to use x. So 3x minus 2 is equal to x plus 6. Oops, so something's gone wrong there. So 3x minus 2 is equal to x plus 6. It's because I didn't press the Shift Solve. That's what happens if you press equals to solve the equation. I didn't press Shift Solve, so that shows you what would happen if you didn't do that correctly. That's the last value of x, that's the last equation you solved. So you've got to press equals to get the current value of x that makes this equation true, and x is equal to 4. Except, of course, you have t. All right. Now, the reason why I'm showing you how to use the calculator is, for example, if you're doing the IGCSE, you will have 2 calculator papers. Now, that doesn't mean to say that it's going to be easier. Obviously, you can solve these equations using your calculator, but the way that you have to demonstrate that you can do these questions is by showing all of your working out. It's always the case anyway. It doesn't matter whether you're doing the IGCSE or the GCSE or whatever you're doing, you always have to show all of your working out. So say, for example, if you just used your calculator and solved this equation and wrote it just in the answer section at the bottom, you wouldn't get any marks for that because it's the working out that they are looking for. So don't think that if you write the answer you will get 1 mark, because you won't. Question 3 then. Question 3 was 2 brackets, so we've got brackets in this one. V plus 1 is equal to 3V. So first of all, we expand the brackets, which is something that we talked about in one of the previous videos. So we're going to have 2V plus 2 times 1, which is 2. Don't forget to expand both terms in the brackets. 2V plus 2 is equal to 3V. Take away the smallest number of the unknown, this time it's V. And this, so we have 2V here and we have 3V here. So we're going to take away the 2V. So that is just going to leave us 2 there. is equal to V. 3V minus 2V is 1V. So V is equal to 2. So I'm not going to show you using the calculator this time. I think you understand how to do that now. So we're just going to move on to the next question. But make sure that you don't write x is equal to 2. I'm not sure that you would have any marks deducted if you did that, but it's always best to write the variable that is shown in the equation. Next one then is question 4, and this question is 6 bracket w minus 6 is equal to 4w plus 4. So we're going to expand the brackets. 6w, 6 times minus 6 is minus 36, is 4w plus 4. The smallest number of x's is 4w, so we're going to take 4w from both sides. So that is going to leave 2w minus 36. 4w minus 4w is 0, so you're just going to be left with 4 on that side. Then we're going to add on the 36 to both sides. So 2w minus 36 plus 36 is 0. 4 plus 36 is 40. So w is equal to 20. Next one then, question 5. So we have 4 bracket n plus 9 is equal to 2n. I'm having some difficulty here with the 2n plus 15. Expand the brackets. 4n plus 36 is 2n plus 15. Take away the smallest number of the variable, which in this case is n. So taking away 2n from both sides, 2n plus 36 is equal to 15. And now you've got to take away 36 from both sides. So you've got 2n is equal to 15 minus 36. Have I written this down correctly? So 4n plus 36 is equal to 2n plus 15. Yes, it's correct. The reason it doesn't match up with what I've written down is because I've changed the equation around a little bit. I put brackets in this one where there weren't any brackets. So anyway, I'm going to continue. So 15 minus 36 is minus 21. And so n is minus 21 over 2, and that is going to be minus 10.5. We can check that one on the calculator just to make sure. So we've got 4 bracket x plus 9 bracket is equal to 2 x plus 15. Remember to do shift solve, and we've got x is equal to minus 10.5. So n is minus 10.5, so that one is actually correct. Now, I don't think that that equation matches up with question 5 on the first questions that I gave you, but I think question 5 on the first set of questions I gave you, I'll write it in red. Your question 5 was actually 4x plus 9 is equal to 2x plus 15, or n, right? So you're going to take away 2x, so 2x plus 9 is equal to 15. You're going to take away 9, so 15 minus 9 is 2x is equal to 6, so x is equal to 3. That was actually the correct answer, but you can see what's happened here. I've put brackets in when there were no brackets. But anyway, 2 questions for the price of 1 there, so that's okay. Okay, so the next one that we're going to do, question 6, is an important one to do. 5p plus 13 is equal to minus 137 minus 10p. So the variable here is p. Now don't let the negatives put you off. Now here, for example, you've got 5p, and here you have minus 10p. This is the smallest number of the unknown, the variable. Now, if you take away the smallest number of the unknown, which is minus 10p, it's the same as adding 10p on. So you always end up with a positive amount of the variable. So basically, we're going to add on 10p to both sides. So we're going to have 15p plus 13 is minus 137, because minus 10p plus 10p is 0. So then we're going to take away the 13 from both sides. So we're going to have 15p minus 137 minus 13. This is minus 137 minus 13. So 15p is going to be minus 150. So p is going to be minus 150 divided by 15. So p is going to be minus 10. Okay, so p is minus 10. Now you can check this using the calculator. I'm going to show you because I want to make sure that you know how to enter the negative numbers. So let's clear that. So we've got this equation here. So we're going to use x. So 5x plus 13 alpha equals, now you're using the sign change key, minus 137 minus 10x. Remember to keep your variable the same. Then shift solve. So that is going to give you, and it's not, so let me put it in again. So we've got 5x plus 13 alpha equals minus 137 minus 10x. Shift solve equals something's happening. Yes, and I can see what it was. So basically, when I enter this into the calculator, 5x plus 13 alpha equals, I have to put in the sign change key for the minus 137, but then I have to use the subtraction key for the minus 10x. Shift, solve, and now you should get the answer, which is minus 10, which is what we got. Okay? So be careful here. You use the sign change key. So let's mark that. So you use the sign change key here, but you use the subtraction key here in the same way as you normally would. Okay, so watch out for that, because I didn't realize that, and so I was using the sign change key here, and that's why I was getting an error. But it's good to discover these things. Okay, the next one then is question 7 in our list that we started with. So we've got 4 plus 30x is equal to 15x plus 16. We're going to take away the smallest number of x's, so that's minus 15x from both sides. So you're going to have 4 plus 15x is equal to 16. And we're going to subtract 4 from both sides, which is just going to leave us with 15x is equal to 16 minus 4 is 12. So x is going to be 12 divided by 15, which as a fraction we can simplify by dividing top and bottom by 3. So 12 divided by 3 is 4, and 15 divided by 3 is 5. So that's in its simplest form, or we could write it as a decimal. So it's okay to get an answer. You do not have to convert this to a decimal. You can just leave it like that. But I would recommend, strongly recommend, that you actually do simplify 12 over 15 to 4 over 5. Finally then, question 8 from the original list that I gave you. So you've got minus 13 plus 3x is equal to minus 39 plus 13x. Okay, smallest number of x's is 3x, so you're going to take away 3x from both sides. So minus 13 is equal to minus 39 plus 10x. 13x minus 3x is 10x. Okay, so now we're going to isolate x on its own on one side. It really doesn't matter whether it's the left or the right. So you're going to add on 39 to both sides. So minus 13 plus 39 is 26, is equal to 10x. So now we can say that 10x is equal to 26. So we can now divide both sides by 10. So x is equal to 26 over 10. Simplify that to 13 over 5, which would give you the answer, or 2.6. But as I said before, you do not have to write things as decimals, which is something that people seem to tend to think that they have to do. Okay, again, check it with your calculator. So we'll put it in, so the final one, so using the sign change key for your minus 13, not the subtraction key, plus 3x is equal to minus 39 using the sign change key, plus 13x. And then you could do shift solve, not straight to equals, shift solve, and then equals, and x is equal to 2.6, which is what we have. Okay, so I hope you managed all of those okay. So we've been solving equations where you have x on both sides, including brackets, taking care with positive and negative numbers here, using the Casio Classwiz calculator, which incidentally you can use to solve equations like 2x plus 3 is equal to 9. So you would just put it into your calculator, 2x plus 3, alpha equals 9, shift solve equals x is equal to 3. So, you know, you can solve it for all manner of equations, but this is how you do linear equations. So also remember that on the IGCSE, you have to show all the working out. You will not get 3 marks just for writing the answer down. Below, I'm going to put a link to exercises in higher GCSE by Robert Joinson, and it's section 33, where you will see lots of questions on equations for you to try, and the answers are included in the back of the pamphlet. Okay, so in the next video, we're going to continue. Finally, the next one is going to be the final one, solving linear equations, but this time the equations themselves will have fractions in. So not just the answer having fractions, the equations, the actual question will consist of fractions as well. Remember that, you know, if you know the answer and you haven't got it correct, working backwards can often help you to identify anything that you might not have understood. And I hope this has helped. Thank you.